One of the most deceptive and dangerous aspects of liver disease is how quietly it progresses. The liver, unlike many organs, has no direct pain receptors. It doesn't cry out when stressed, inflamed, or overloaded. This lack of pain means that conditions like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, chronic hepatitis, fibrosis, or even cirrhosis can advance for years, sometimes decades, without causing any obvious symptoms. By the time fatigue, abdominal swelling, jaundice, or cognitive decline emerge, significant and often irreversible damage may have already occurred. This silent suffering is not just a medical curiosity, it's a public health blind spot that affects millions of people globally, many of whom don't even realize they're at risk. This stealthy progression is partly due to the liver's incredible resilience and regenerative ability. Even as healthy liver cells are damaged or replaced by fat or scar tissue, the remaining cells work harder to compensate. Blood tests may remain within normal ranges, and most people feel well enough to carry on with daily life. But beneath the surface, subtle dysfunction begins to mount. Insulin resistance may increase, detoxification slows, nutrient storage falters, and hormonal imbalances deepen. These changes may show up as vague issues: fatigue, mood swings, difficulty concentrating, mild digestive discomfort, but they're rarely recognized as liver-related until imaging or biopsy reveals advanced disease. Fatty liver, in particular, is one of the most common yet overlooked conditions today. Driven largely by diets high in sugar, refined carbohydrates, alcohol, and processed fats, it now affects an estimated 1 in 3 adults in many countries, including people who are not overweight. Because it causes no pain and often doesn't affect basic blood work in early stages, it's frequently missed during routine checkups. And yet, it's a key contributor to metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and ultimately liver failure. The idea that an organ can be failing silently while appearing structurally intact and symptom-free is a profound reminder of why liver health must be addressed before problems surface. Cirrhosis, the end stage of chronic liver disease, is where the consequences of long-term neglect become obvious. At this point, scar tissue replaces healthy liver cells, permanently reducing function. Fluid begins to accumulate in the abdomen, muscles may waste, the skin can turn yellow, and toxins like ammonia can build up in the brain. But by this time, options for reversal are limited. Transplant becomes the only definitive treatment. The tragedy is that so many of these outcomes are preventable if liver health is supported early, consistently, and intentionally. Proactive liver care doesn't require extreme measures. It requires awareness. Regular checkups that include liver enzyme tests, ALT, AST, imaging when warranted, and attention to subtle symptoms can make a world of difference. Lifestyle also plays a massive role. Reducing alcohol, avoiding ultra-processed foods, managing body weight, and ensuring a diet rich in whole foods, antioxidants, and liver-supportive nutrients like choline, B vitamins, and glutathione precursors can lighten the liver's load and allow it to thrive. In many cases, early signs of liver stress are reversible. Fatty liver, for example, often improves dramatically with modest weight loss, regular movement, better blood sugar control, and improved gut health. This makes the liver a uniquely hopeful organ. It suffers quietly, but it also recovers quietly. When given the chance, it can bounce back from near collapse and return to full strength, silently restoring balance across systems without any fanfare. But none of this recovery is possible without attention. Because the liver doesn't produce pain, the responsibility falls on us to notice the other signals, subtle changes in energy, digestion, mood, or metabolism, and to respect the organ that so often protects us without complaint. In a world full of silent stressors, from environmental toxins to processed foods to chronic medications, the liver shoulders a disproportionate burden. It asks for little in return, but what it needs is consistency, nourishment, and protection before it's too late. The absence of symptoms is not the same as the absence of disease. That simple truth should guide how we view liver health, not as a reactive concern for the sick, but as a daily commitment for the well. Because the liver silence is not a sign of strength, it's a quiet warning. And the best time to respond is now.